video number 2, where we will just be looking at a few examples of how to use the co-functions and the reduction formula. All right, so it's just that, and then the video after this, I will do a few where we're going to solve using the trig identities. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. So the reduction formula, the reduction formula is where we use 180 minus, 180 plus, 360 minus. There's nothing really to remember about it. You just write up your CAST diagram and you see which quadrant does it lie, and is it positive or is it negative over there. So very straightforward. So tan 180 plus, you can see it's over here and it is positive. So tan 180 plus theta will become tan theta. That gets multiplied with sine 360 minus theta, which sits over here. And we can see that sine is obviously a negative over there, so it will become a negative sine theta. So what I suggest is always just put your answers in brackets, because it's all multiplying. You don't want to start now doing a plus and minus sum where it's all just multiplication. Then tan 360 minus, also over here, and you can see cos is the only one that's positive there, so it will be a negative tan theta. Okay, and then we're just going to go cancel out. The tan theta can cancel out with that tan theta, the negative with the negative, so your answer is going to be sine theta. Okay, not so hard. Now, if we do the co-functions, so the co-functions mixed with the reduction, please remember your co-functions is where sine turns into a cos and the cos turns into a sine. So if you use 90 minus, 90 plus, 270 minus or 270 plus, you have to remember to change your sine into a cos and your cos into a sine. Okay, so I'm just going to go a little bit slow over here. With this one, you can see it's just the reduction formula, so we don't have to stress about that. Sine theta is definitely a negative over there because the only one that's positive is the cos. So negative sine theta, gets multiplied with sine 90 plus. So now immediately when you see 90 plus, you must think co-functions. So your sine is going to become a cos. First, we need to go and check 90 plus. Is sine, we're still busy with sine. Is sine a positive over there? Yes. So it's going to become a positive sine, which now turns into cos. So it's going to be a positive cos theta. All over cos 90 minus. 90 minus sits over here. It's the first quadrant. Everyone is positive, so cos is positive over there, but remember, because we are dealing with the co-functions, we have to turn cos into sine theta, and that gets multiplied with cos 360 minus. 360 minus over here, cos is a positive, so it's going to be a cos theta. Okay, and now we can go and divide out cos theta and cos theta, sine theta and sine theta, but there is a little negative over there, and if everything has been cancelled out, it's a negative 1. Goody. All right. Number C, I just wanted to remind you again, especially with the negatives and how to change. I think lots of people struggle, or they just slip up, or they forget about these little ones with the little nickels. What do you call it? Okay, so 360 plus theta. So remember, you can always just go and subtract or add a full circle, and it will give you the same angle size. So I'm going to subtract 360, which leaves me just with a plain old sine theta, a positive. Okay, over here, if you want to take 540, you subtract a full circle, which is 360. Then you will be left with 180 plus beta. And that beta is just the same as alpha. It's just the angle size. And 180 plus will lie over here. Only one that's positive there is the tan. So it will be a negative cos beta. All right. Okay, so remember with the negatives, we want to take out a negative. And what I also suggest is always write your number first. So if you want to, you can first go swap those two around to make it negative 180 minus theta. I haven't taken out any negative. And now I'm going to take out the negative. I'm going to go put it in front so long. And the negative 180 will become a positive. And the negative theta will become a positive. So remember, as soon as you take out a negative, all your signs thereafter change. And now you can go and see 180 plus is over here. Tan is positive in the third quadrant. So positive times that little negative over there will still stay a negative tan theta. Okay. Over here as well, I would like to first write down the number, which is negative 90 minus theta. Take out a naughty negative, then all your signs thereafter changes. And 90 minus theta, immediately co-functions, ne? 90 minus, all of them are positive, and a positive times a negative still stays a negative, but the sign has to become a cos. Okay, so please remember 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 270, 270, 270. Your co-function, sign becomes a cos becomes a sine. Okay, please remember that. And yeah, so that's just those that I wanted to explain to you again. So let's quickly have a look at this one, and especially this little sneaky one over here. I just want to explain that one because he's a little sneaky bugger. Okay. So sine beta minus 180. Again, I'm just going to do it separately somewhere so that I don't have to waste too much space. So I'm going to say sine. First, I want to go write the number 180 plus beta. Okay, now I'm going to take out a negative because I don't want a negative 180. So take out a negative sine 180, so negative 180 becomes a positive 180, and the positive b becomes a negative b. Okay, now you can go look, where does 180 minus beta lie? 180 minus is over here, and the only one that's positive is sine. This is sine, so positive times a negative will give you a negative sine beta. Hope that makes sense. So this whole part becomes a positive, but a positive then times a negative stays a negative. Okay, so I'm just going to write that sort of here on, or let me write it here at the bottom. So it's, equal to negative sine beta. All right, and please remember when it's times, you can see all of them are times, keep them in brackets, okay? Because you don't want to, because it's a negative now and the next one, think it's a plus minus sum. Okay, so here, tan, what I first want to do is I want to go and rewrite, I'm just going to do it over here. I'm busy with this one over here, ne? So tan, I want to just go and swap those numbers, minus 180 minus beta. Okay, so I didn't change anything yet. I didn't take out a negative yet. Now, once I've swapped those two terms, because I always want the number first, I can take out a negative, and then everything will become a positive. Okay, so now we want to go and look tan 180 plus beta. 180 plus is over here. Tan is a positive over there, but a positive times a negative stays a negative tan beta. Okay, I hope you understand. It's not so bad. And then let's look at cos 180 plus. Luckily, there's nothing I need to do or reduce there. Cos 180 plus is over here, but the cos becomes a negative cos, because the only one that's positive there is tan. Okay, now that brings me to the sneaky little bugger. What can you remember about cos negative beta? So please remember, when you go into the negative, if you go positive, you work anti-clockwise. So that's going into the plus. When you go into the negative, you go anti-clockwise. And once you go into the negative, can you see negative cos beta can never be a negative, or let me just write it as it was, sorry, cos negative beta. If you go and look where it goes into the negative, the only one that's positive in the negative is the cos. So this little sneaky bugger becomes a positive cos beta. So whenever you are faced with a cos negative beta, please remember that little sneaky bugger becomes a positive cos beta. So at the bottom here, I'm going to say positive cos beta gets timesed with sine 360 plus. I can just as well subtract 360. That will leave me with a positive sine beta. Okay, and now we can go and delete. Okay, so I always like to do the signs. You can do the signs separately. A negative times a negative is a positive, times a negative is a definite negative. The sine beta and sine beta cancels out. The cos beta and the cos beta cancels out. And the only one left is tan beta. So it's negative. Let me just make some space. Is negative tan beta. Okay, I hope it helped just to go over it again and just to remind you about those little nigglies that you sometimes forget, especially this one over here, the cos negative beta. Here he sits, that he always will become a positive. Just if I help remind you again how to take out the negative. If you want to take out the negative in the front, please do so, and then all your signs change. And yeah, that's it. I hope you are studying and just also taking a break every now and then and just, loving life and don't stress too much. Okay, lots of love. Cheers. Bye.